Hi, hello, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be, you can see my plates, hold on. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be doing my March wrap up, wrapping it up, wrapping it up, wrapping it up. As you guys know, a book is missing. A book is missing. Hold on. March was a very interesting month for me because, of course, like, I didn't have my meds for like the first, I think, 2 weeks of March. The reading was a lot slower than usual. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm a bit weak right now. I don't really feel too good. I think I'm just very tired. I've been doing a lot of work today, so I've been doing like some applications for stuff, and then also I'm drafting my first video essay. We have finally gotten to that point, guys, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm a bit tired, you know, I'm just a bit weak in the body. So yeah, but in terms of life update, it's been a while since I posted a video. I went on holiday, and then when I came back, I was just extremely fatigued. Like, I haven't posted on TikTok besides my Patreon. I haven't really posted anywhere. I just became really physically tired. So yeah, and even now it's just like, even filming this was hard for me to feel that motivation again, and I just needed a break because I was just breaking down. But we're gonna get to the good bits. So here is what I read in the month of March. Let's go through them one by one. Now, one of the first books I've read, I also have my audiobooks as well, which I'll be putting. I always start with my physical, then go into my audio. And I think total I read about 11 books this month. Quite a few of them were non-fiction reads, which is interesting, but not few, but you know, more than usual. First on the list is How to Say Babylon by Safia Sinclair. I do have a video essay coming out on this, on the topic of how religion and patriarchy intersect and what that means for basically women and children in a family. And this was a really good book. You can see, like, she's tabbed up, like, and I'm so happy I color coded it because it makes like writing the video essay a lot easier. But yeah, it follows Safia Sinclair and her life from childhood to adulthood, following her experiences of growing up in a Rastafarian household, everything that came with that. And it starts with like telling us the details about Rastafarianism as a culture and as a political system, and also as a religion. And then it dives into like the lives of her parents, her mum and her dad. And then it starts with like, it goes into her life as well. I absolutely love this. It's 5 out of 5. It's shortlisted and longlisted for the Women's Non-Fiction Prize. She better win that prize, because I am telling you guys, this is a brilliant, brilliant memoir. Like, this was just so well done. I know she's going to get a movie deal from this. I have a feeling there's going to be a movie, a TV show. I think it should be better as a TV show, like going across maybe 4 to 5 seasons, because there's a lot to talk about, okay? I don't think this should be done in like a one movie, but I absolutely enjoyed this. I would definitely recommend this if you're into non-fiction and if you're into memoirs. And I feel like if you like themes of like religion, gender, like patriarchy, all those kind of themes, freedom, journey, like if you're into those kind of things, and also slightly historical as well, I think this is a good starter pack, because I don't really read memoirs because I'm like, okay. But this was, as soon as I saw the title, I was already interested. So the title alone already sold me. But yeah, guys, this is a really good starting point, and I really, really enjoyed this. I'm going to leave the rest for my video essay. 5 out of 5. I gave this a 5 out of 5 rating. The next one I read was Broken People's Playlist by Chimeka Garrix. Again, shout out to my book mutuals, Temi and Bukala, for putting me onto this book. I was also able to interview the author, and a video of that is going to be coming soon. A Zoom interview. It was really good. It's a short story anthology following 12 different stories inspired by music and dealing with different characters. And honestly, this book just, when I posted it on Twitter that I was reading this book, people were like, prepare yourself, da 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 da. And I was like, why are you lot hooting and hollering? Like, what's going on? Until I read the book. It is just wonderful. And I think sometimes books inspired by music can either be really hit or miss, but I think this one does it really, really well. And it also, when interviewing Chimeka Garrix, he also gave insight into like his experiences and why it took him so long to write. And there's even a second book, because this is his second book, and my friend told me also, and I even need to make sure I read his first one actually. In the back there's also like an author's note. I have some annotations on basically just dealing like why he created the book, why it took so long to just dealing with writer's block. Like, this book is just brilliant, and like, it's just, and even the cover alone, like, guys, my favorite ones in the short story anthology was Lost Stars, Song for Someone, In the City, I Put a Spell on You, Desperado, and You Suppose No. Oh, You Suppose No made me cry. I think that Lost Stars and You Suppose No are good ways to start and end an anthology. Like, it is chef's kiss, like, really, really good. But yeah, guys, she is a bit pricey. She's about 20 quid, but that's because she's translated fiction. I would say it's definitely worth buying. And I absolutely enjoyed it, guys. Like, really, really, it's good. And I think his writing really, like, pulls at your heartstrings, and there's not like overly bits where it's like a bunch of description. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with me today. But like, it really goes straight to the point. It really deals with the issue, and there's so many themes about like institutional violence when it comes to the police. You know, men who experience abuse. Also dealing with like death and relationships, and I think he even said in an interview that death is something that a lot of people run away from, especially when you're a married couple and you're older. You know, how you're going to deal with these things. But again, interview coming soon, guys. Y'all will know the full tea. But yeah, I gave this a 4.5 out of 5. Absolutely enjoyed this. The next one I read was Cyprian Equensi's Glittering City. It is a very short novella. This is like flash fiction. It was like 50 pages, and it follows a guy called Fossey Joe in 1960s Lagos, and it starts with this girl coming into Lagos, and then also it kind of ends with her leaving. Guys, this was very interesting to read, considering it's a classic, and I think it really tried to delve into the madness of human beings and just the lives that people lead, and how fast-paced, and how like Lagos has this very like in the city lifestyle image and what that means. And I don't think it was meant to be this big. I know a lot of African classics, they always deal with these like big wider themes, but I don't think this was what it was meant to be. I think this was just an enjoyable short flash fiction read, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun to read, man. It was like, I think I also have a rant and review video on this on my Patreon, so if you want to see videos of me ranting about books for like 5-10 minutes straight, head over to my Patreon. I'll put the link in my bio. It was Kai Abdullah, Those People Next Door. This story follows the family that moves into a new neighborhood, and kind of deals with their conflicts with the neighbors, and it being like a white neighborhood. It also touches on racism and basically structural violence, the theme or issue of white feminism and white women tears. And it was a very interesting read. I usually enjoy Kai Abdullah's writing. I've read, I think out of her 5 books, I've read 2 or 3. No, I think I've read 2. Not Take It Back, Truth Be Told, and Next of Kin. I rated those 5 out of 5. I think this one I'm going to be rating slightly lower. I'm going to be giving 3.5, mainly because I think the paperback version, and it did come out last year, so I'm not going to be like, oh, these themes, but I think I knew it was going to be racism that got me excited, but I didn't know it was going to be in the backdrop of like BLM and all that stuff that happened during COVID. I didn't personally enjoy this. The characters I've just found very aggravating. And I was just kind of like, okay, these themes you are trying to explore them in a crime drama is a bit hard. And I think, I don't know how to feel about this book. I did enjoy it. That's one thing I will say. And I will still read Kai Abdullah's books. But I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the others. But it was still very good. I think because it's off the backdrop of those themes of like BLM, COVID, I'm just over those kind of stories. I think because if I read this when it came out immediately, like, when it came out, because I know the hardback comes out at least like 9 to 6 months before the paperback. So this probably came out 2022. So when it came out then, I should have just read it. But reading it now, I'm just like, girl, I'm not over it, but it's just like, I'm just kind of tired. But I still really enjoyed it, and I'll definitely recommend it. But I still say Next of King, Truth Be Told, I haven't read Take It Back yet, so I want to read that. Yeah, I'll still recommend her stuff, but this one I didn't like it. Just it's still a high rating, 3.5, but just in the line of all the other books I've read this month, this was very aggravating. But I did finish it and quite quickly. I didn't DNF it. So yeah. Next of my physical reads that I read was This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. As you guys know, I read Before I Let Go in January, and I absolutely enjoyed it. So this follows the story of Soledad, and Hendrik's story is coming out in 2025. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I might be bad for saying this, but I don't like Hendrix. I just think she just, not that I don't like her, but I just find her irritating. And even me, like, I know what she's supposed to represent in a friendship group, that very like boisterous, like loud mouth, oh yeah, fuck that nigga, fuck that one. But it's just that, girl, like, it's okay, we've actually heard, just, it's okay. So I do find her irritating, and this has come from me where I like to talk about, you know, those kind of themes. But yeah, she's just I don't know. But besides that, I am excited to hear her story. Personally, I think Hendrix should be a lesbian. I don't know why Hendrix is straight, but making a gay woman hypersexual like that, I can understand why she isn't. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thoughts to myself. Story follows Soledad and her dealing with the, you know, issues of divorce. She divorced her husband because he did a bad thing, and she hooks up with a new guy and basically starts her life, and she's just trying to find herself. It is so cute, but I didn't enjoy this as much as Before I Let Go, guys. I don't know why. Maybe because there's such a like this close distance between me reading the two books. But Before I Let Go, just, I don't know, guys, it just ate differently. Like, I enjoyed This Could Be Us, but maybe because this is more romance and Before I Let Go had more drama in it. Because Before I Let Go dealt with some themes that had like the whole issue of therapy in there and all that kind of stuff. So I think there was just a way I enjoyed Before I Let Go that it just, This Could Be Us just didn't tantalize me in the same way. However, that being said, I still give it a 3.75 rating. I enjoyed how it was written. I think the time jumps were well done and like appropriate. I was a bit shocked that, okay, 8 months later, I was like, okay, well, yeah, I was like, okay, this is, you know, Inez and Deja are twins. Inez was getting on my last nerve. She was getting on my last nerve. Like, sorry, the camera setting. Guys, I don't know what's going on with the camera. But yeah, Inez was getting on my last nerve. Like, girl, this is grown people conversation. Go sit your ass down. Like, oh, you're doing too much. Relax. Like, yeah, Inez was getting on my nerves. But besides that, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the conversation surrounding like choosing yourself, growth, and autism, which was a very, very big aspect, and educational aspect as well, because for me, my nephew is on a spectrum, and there was a lot like that really reflected on his experience as well, and also the experience of the parents, the co-parenting, and just trying to figure things out. And I think that was very nice and beautiful to see. I really enjoyed that. Those different kind of conversations. Actually, let me change my rating. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I don't think 3.75 is fair, but it was very, very nice, and like I did enjoy it, and I was a bit excited because I didn't know what kind of story to expect. And when I did get to the story, like Soledad's story, it was very on point with her being a housewife. And I also think the harm, not the harm, but the issues that occur when you are a housewife, because I feel like sometimes with women it's like, I want to be this traditional wife. It's like, okay, you want to be a traditional wife, but here's what could happen to you when, you know, if you take that like really, really strong position when it comes to division of like labor and stuff like that. So yeah, I absolutely did enjoy this, but I don't know how to feel about it, but I did enjoy Before I Let Go more. If you guys read This Could Be Us, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, if it's just me. But yeah. Oh, audio, I read Real 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Real follows the story of story of an up-and-coming actress playing in this new TV like production on Desi Blue, like I think a jazz or like a thingy singer from like the 1920s or 30s, but I don't think it's Harlem Renaissance, I'm not too sure. But anyway, and it's on a movie set, and she basically, it's a romance story between the director and the girl also has lupus, and it kind of touches on that as well. Guys, I've been reading this book for like a long time, because when I first started reading it, I'd run out of hours, so I had to wait like 2 weeks to get my new Spotify hours so I could finish the book. And guys, when I tell you, it was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. Real, that is what I want a movie to be on. I need a movie of real stats, immediately, expeditiously. It was a moment. Reading this book was a moment that is most pleasing to me. Okay, guys, the passion. It was just given time again and again, and it bass, like Kennedy Ryan. Yeah. Yeah, I loved Real. I loved it. I need to find a way to get a physical copy, because I know it's on Kindle, but I need a physical copy stats. Absolutely enjoyed it, guys. You can see, because I've read both Kennedy Ryan books, and this could be us a Real. Like, it's just, I'm so sorry, it's just in a different, like, Real is up here, and this could be us. Yeah, Real. That's a love story. That is a love story. And you guys know I don't like romance, but Real, brilliant. 5 out of 5, man. Recommend it every day, anytime, anywhere. Like, it's on Spotify. Make sure you give it a read. Audiobook I read was All About Love by Bell Hooks. All About Love, do you know what, I'm not sure if I put it in my last video or this video, in my last wrap up. It shouldn't really be in my last wrap up, but yeah, I read 2 Bell Hooks. I listened to 2 Bell Hooks audios, A Will to Change and All About Love. And reading those books really put into perspective a lot of things when I was reading How to Say Babylon. It was just that interconnected of talking about like how men experience patriarchal violence and how they in turn go and reinforce that or go out and put that out into the world, and how there isn't really a space or grace for men to talk about patriarchal violence. And like she even delves into the bit where she's talking about like when we say as like feminists we want men to like tell us their emotion and but it's like she said that sometimes, you know, because we're not really used to seeing men engage in emotion, like sometimes it is a bit overwhelming, and our reactions may send out signals that they shouldn't talk about their emotions again. There was a lot I learned from it, because I'm not gonna lie, like hands on my heart, I'm kind of problematic. Like if I see a man crying, like depending if it's like certain things, like I'll just kind of laugh. Like I'm the kind of person, so when I was reading Caleb Zoom and Nelson's Small World, that when he was saying he was depressed, I was like, okay, are you the first? Like I'm so sorry, I just kind of feel like sometimes like when male characters go through things, it's like, girl, women had this experience, came to these realizations at a younger age. Like, are you expecting me to feel sorry for you? But this is my internal bias, guys, and we are going through therapy, so not too much in the comments, okay? But yeah, Will to Change was a brilliant book, and it did put a lot of things into context for me. All About Love and Visions of Love was another one that did put things into context for me as well. It was an amazing read. It was very nice. I absolutely enjoyed reading it. Yeah, it was definitely a lot for me. And I think it made me realize many things as well. And also it just, as much as I love Bell Hooks, I'm also like, girl, I'm trying to apply this to my life, and I just don't know if she's gonna give what she's supposed to give, babe. I'm just not sure about it, and I'm really trying, do you know what I mean? I'm really trying to make this work. But Sister Bell, it's just not, I'm going to try step by step. But yeah, I gave both of those a 5 out of 5. Bell Hooks is always going to be a 5 out of 5 for me. And even in This Could Be Us, they also mentioned Bell Hooks, which was very, very nice. And that whole idea of like self-love and being able to stay in your own loneliness. Like if you can't be lonely and you need to yearn for other people to fill a presence for you in order for you to be in your loneliness, like that's a problem basically. So, but yeah, either way, I absolutely enjoyed it. It was really good, and I'll definitely recommend Bell Hooks. Like, I feel like Bell Hooks, I even want to get bare copies, because if I start dating anyone, I need you to read Bell Hooks. I need you to read it, okay? Thank you. Okay, so in terms of audiobooks, another one I finished recently, about a week ago actually. About a week ago. Fuck with us and we be teaming, huh? Anyway, Delia Destiny. Oh, guys, I love this audio. I loved it. It was so good. Like, and to be honest, I came across it at random. I was just on Spotify. I was like, okay, I've got hours to use. What should I read? And when I saw Delia Destiny, I've seen the book around. So I was like, I put on Twitter, I was like, guys, you know, Delia Destiny, what's the tea? Like, is this worth it? They were like, it was so funny because one of my mutuals was like, I finished this book and I still don't know why Delia Destiny. But Delia Destiny follows the like experiences of three women who have been friends since secondary school into adulthood, and one of the three women, her daughter's name is Destiny, and she's the one getting married to Delia. So that's kind of what it deals with, and I love hearing about like coming of age stories in the 80s, like our parents and our aunties, because I feel like, because they be right now, they be like, oh, don't do this and don't do that, yellow. But when you went in school, you guys were getting dogged out at the back of the school. Is that what you lot were doing? But yeah, I absolutely love Delia Destiny, and I also love that it was 8 hours. There's an audiobook I'm listening to right now called Love After Love by Ingrid Pursued. I love the book, but it is literally 12 hours. 11, girl. Oh my god, please. Delia Destiny, I gave that a 4.75. I really enjoyed it. It's just right up my alley, and it's actually on my list of books that are helping me, that has inspired me to write, but also like the structure, how it deals with narrative, the changing, because it's really hard to write a book with constant changing perspectives or like focuses. So I feel like when you have a dual POV, oh gosh, that was English, it can be very hard to put together. So I enjoyed this. I think she did this one. Next audiobook I read, I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki by Hehehe. This book, I gave it a 4 stars. I felt seen. That girl is me. I am her. She is I. Okay? We were like this. Every time, first of all, it was 3 hours, 50 minutes. I listened to this on Libby as well. Shout out to Libby, man. I shout out to the audiobook being 4 hours, period. Absolutely enjoyed it. I think there was a lot I learned from the character. So the character is basically a book that transcribes her therapy sessions. And in the end, there's like notes from her therapist. And I think a note from her friend or her family member or something. But I absolutely enjoyed it. I'd seen the physical copy quite around, but I've never like wanted to buy it. And as a K-pop girly, I think BTS, one of the BTS members, did recommend this book. So it was like, I'm going to read it at some point. But when I found out I could read it on Libby for free, shout out to supporting your local libraries. And she would be getting paid anyway. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I think it touched a lot on low self-esteem, mental health, and having tough conversations, because it's very hard to say that, like, because of my self-esteem issues, I'm jealous of somebody else, or I feel like this person's looking down on me. And I think with the little bit I know of Korean culture, I think this book really put things into perspective a little bit more. But I absolutely enjoy it, and I'll definitely recommend. In the month of March, I read 10 books, and I think it's 5 physical and 5 audiobooks. That is, yeah. I'm hitting my target for this year, because this year I said I want to read 52 books, and I'm already halfway through. I think even more than halfway through, so period per to me. Thank you so much for the for subscribing, for supporting. I'll put the link in my Patreon down below. We're going to be having our April book club session very, very soon. You need to choose the book. But yeah, guys, come through and enjoy. Come through. Please make sure you follow me on my TikTok, my Instagram, and I'm going to be making sure I'm more communicative on the community here and posting like short form content as well from my TikTok here. But like, guys, social media is very hard. Like like I've said before, I was talking the biggest shit about, yeah, I'm going to do video essays. I'm going to bring the analysis. Girl, how many months? We're like, we're 4 months in, and I'm just about coming out with my first video essay. But do you know what? To be honest, I have scripts that I can write. I think it's just putting the script together. I have ADHD, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take me a minute. But I really want to try and do one video essay a month. I feel like that would be quite cool with the wrap ups, with the TBRs. So yeah, guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.